Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
Want to cut your cooling costs this summer? With a highly efficient air conditioning system, you can save up to 50% in energy cost while enjoying more consistent temperatures throughout your home. Call Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 814-226-8695 to schedule a free evaluation of your system and learn how you can move up to a new level of comfort and efficiency this summer.
What college is seen as and how college works is changing. Students are concerned with debt.
Through scholarships and grants, I didn't pay anything last year. They even paid for my books. You can't beat it. Like, why would I say no to that?
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown!
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Clarion County Community Bank. A better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at ClarionBank.com.
much to protect each day. Eric Schick Insurance and Financial Services is here to help you find the right coverage that fits your life. Call 814-275-2210 to learn more.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
Good evening and welcome to the Clarion County Commissioner Forum, brought to you by Bauer Wagner Properties. We're live at the Haskell House, and we're grateful for the candidates for coming and agreeing to participate in the forum. Thank you everybody who has come to witness the event as well, and we appreciate those of you who are joining us online. My name is Gavin Fish. I'm the moderator tonight. This is my second time doing this, and I'm happy to do it. I want to go over a couple of just rules of the forum, just so everybody's on the same page. These are rules that the candidates have agreed to, and it's very simple. I am going to draw questions from this box. These are questions that were submitted by voters in Clarion County, either in person here tonight as you arrived, or they emailed them in to us. As I pick a question and we go through rounds, I will be starting with Mr. White here on the left and making it all the way down the table, and everybody will answer the question that I draw. And then the next round we'll start with Mr. Carey, and we'll continue in that format. The candidates, before we begin the question and answer period, will have a chance to do a 2-minute opening statement, and then after that, when we get to question and answers, the candidates will have a minute to respond to each question. If a candidate brings up any of the other candidates in their answer to a question, we will give the other candidates 30 seconds to respond to what the candidate said. We feel like that's the most fair way to go about this. So with that, we're going to take a quick break and thank our sponsors who are making this possible. So we will be back right after these messages.
To protect each day, Eric Schick Insurance and Financial Services is here to help you find the right coverage that fits your life. Call 814-275-2210 to learn more.
All right. Welcome back to the exploreClarion.com, Clarion Counter. Oh my goodness, there's so many C's in this title. The exploreClarion.com, Clarion County Commissioner Forum, brought to you by Bauer Wagner Properties. Thank you so much for being here. At this point, we're going to turn our time over to the candidates, each to give their opening statement. We're going to start with Mr. White, and we'll turn the time over to you.
Hello everyone, I'm Braxton White, and I'm a candidate for Clarion County Commissioner. I'm a husband to my high school sweetheart Stephanie, and a father to my 9-year-old son Will. I was raised by my great-grandparents who met at Clarion University over 80 years ago. There were many life lessons they impressed upon me, and one of those was just how important it is to serve your community. Through my time in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, my 2 terms as Vice President of the Clarion Area School Board, and supporting causes all over our community, I'm proud to have made that service a cornerstone of my adult life. After over a year of campaigning from East Brady to Lucinda, from Foxburg to Strattonville, you can't help but be inspired by the hard work, resiliency, and love we all have for Clarion County. I love this place. I love this place so much, and I'm so grateful to share this home with all of you. Today, Clarion County is at a crossroads. We're facing issues of population decline, blighted properties, and a funding crisis for our emergency services. Our workforce isn't trained well enough for the skilled job opportunities offered today, and our beloved university is struggling. Our leadership has to be prepared to address these problems that we know about and so much more, and listen well enough so we can solve the problems that we don't know about yet. I'm prepared to be that leader for the next generation of Clarion County, and I'm looking forward to demonstrating that tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Carey, the time is yours.
Hey, my name is Dan Carey. I'm from Pittsburgh. Went to Central Catholic down there, graduated in '68. You may recall that was during the draft years. Rather than submit to the draft, I chose to enlist. After 4 years in the Navy, I came up here to get my degree. In 1974, got hired by Red Bank Valley, and I've been here ever since. I had 2 kids, 2 sons who went through Clarion area schools. Both did very well. They're out there in professional jobs. And my concern is what I see is a decline in the county. It's not what it was when I came here, and it just seems to get smaller every year. There's fewer kids in the schools because there's fewer people living in the county. So my program, or my platform, is essentially just growth. We have to figure out a way to bring businesses in here, to help people that are here, to start new businesses, and to keep the kids that we're graduating here. or at least make it attractive for them to be here instead of leaving and going somewhere else, which is what a lot of them seem to do. Things that discourage growth are, as Braxton said, blight. You know, people come in here and they're thinking about moving in, or they're thinking about building a business, and they look around and they see some of the places here, and they've got to think, why would I want to do this? Our schools are struggling, and that's just a function of population. The kids keep declining. We have smaller programs. We have to cut programs. Budgets keep getting shrunk. And the way out of that is growth. More people, more businesses. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Carey. Mr. Brocious.
Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone who is here and those listening online for taking the time to be involved. I'd like to thank Explore Clarion for bringing this forum to the people of Clarion County. I sought this position of commissioner originally because I had been involved in community and public service, and wanted to continue to be able to do that using a new avenue. And the commissioner job has been challenging. In a nutshell, it's acting as the liaison between the persons of the county, the residents and the taxpayers, and the county government itself and the services that it provides. I act as a voice for the public in county government. If you so graciously put me in office again, I will continue to be interested in your concerns. Have I made mistakes? Yes, and that's why I think experience is so important. You've already made some goofs, but you learn from them and you don't repeat them. An inexperienced commissioner is prone to making more mistakes. I have the most years of experience of any candidate here tonight. I like the job. I'll continue to speak positively about our area instead of putting it down all the time, and how great and safe it is to live and work here. I'll continue to represent this great county with integrity, honesty, humility, and respect, standing up for the best interests of Clarion County residents, including fiscally. The county has not raised county property taxes now in 11 years, and in fact, me and my fellow commissioners decreased your taxes last year. Imagine that amid the high inflation rate that we've been seeing. A little bit about myself. I'm a Keystone High School graduate, a Clarion University graduate, married to a fantastic woman and the best wife that anybody could ask for 34 years. Cheryl is here tonight. I also have two wonderful, successful children, both now in their 20s, Kara and Jack. Thank you. Look forward to tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Brocious. Mr. Theron.
Good evening. My name is Ted Theron. Most of you know that. My opening statement, I will talk about the past 8 years. My closing statement, I'll use to talk about the next 4. First, I'd like to thank EYT for hosting this event to keep the people informed. Next, I'd like a big thank you to Ed Heasley. Ed Heasley served you for 8 years, and he was a very conservative commissioner, which Clarion County seems to be a conservative county. It was my pleasure to work with Ed for that period of time. Much has been done in that period of time by the current Board of Commissioners, Mr. Brocious, myself, and Mr. Heasley. Just a few items that have been done in the past 8 years. We did $800,000 worth of new digital radios that went to all the fire departments, the ambulance departments, the police departments, and the sheriff's office. Smart investing by this board made hundreds of thousands of dollars that we didn't have to raise your taxes. We made it on interest. We paid down the inherited debt by $3 to $4 million. We built a new 911 center, EMA complex, and learning center. We refurbished Veterans Park. We put a new monument in Veterans Park for the Gulf War veterans. We have done a lot of work at the county park, including a beautiful, state-of-the-art, all-inclusive playground. These are just a few of the things that need done, or that we have done, plus considerable employee pay benefit increases. 5 transmission towers for 911 and broadband. All of that was done without raising your taxes and without borrowing a dime. Why would you want to change from that form of government?
Thank you, Mr. Theron. Mr. Montana.
Hello, my name is Andy Ace Montana. I am an independent candidate for Clarion County Commissioner and Clarion Borough Council. I'm a write-in candidate. I have grown very frightened with the downward trending economically and the declining population in Clarion County. My parents, sisters, and I grew up within this community and county. I chose to remain here because I refuse to give up on the potential that we have at our fingertips and that no one else seems to really realize. I will remain an independent candidate only because I refuse to be driven by a party affiliation, donors, of other possible influences. My dedications to the citizens of Clarion County and my decisions are made solely on common sense, principle, and economics. My 3 main areas of concern that must be addressed. As chairman of the Clarion County Emergency Medical Services Task Force, I'm committed to salvaging and preparing for future funding of the Clarion County Emergency Medical Services without placing monetary burden upon the taxpayers of Clarion County. And number 2, many of you might not be aware, but Clarion and Clearfield counties are the only 2 counties within the Commonwealth, 67 counties, that have 6 exits on I-80. Currently, we only are utilizing one of those exits, which is number 62. I will take the initiative to pursue funding for the infrastructure required to develop the remaining 5 exits. Number 3, I promise to make a resolution after being elected that prohibits Clarion County and the communities within Clarion County from becoming a sanctuary county or a sanctuary community. This will protect the citizens of Clarion County from undocumented immigrants and allow law enforcement to perform their duties properly without the interference of federal laws. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montana. We've come to a spot in our program where we're going to take another commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown!
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Clarion County Community Bank. A better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at ClarionBank.com.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at T.O. Nesta Builder Supply?
It's T.O. Nesta Builder Supply. And yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at T.O. Nesta Builder Supply.
It's T.O. Nesta. And yes, T.O. Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to T.O. Nesta. I know. T.O. Nesta Builders.
T.O. Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center. Family owned and operated since 1958 with locations in T.O. Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us at the Haskell House for the exploreClarion.com Clarion County Commissioners Forum, brought to you by Bauer Wagner Properties. We also want to thank Nolf Chrysler Dodge and Hugh Henry's Pest Management for sponsoring this event. Now we're going to go to questions. Again, we're going to start with you, Braxton, and then we'll move down the line. I'm just going to... Okay, the question is, why does Clarion County bring in so many Section 8 housing people?
Well, the issue there is with declining enrollment at the university, we had a lot of student housing And as the university has shrunk, that housing has opened up. And what that has done is opened up housing opportunities for folks that don't live necessarily or haven't grown up in Clarion County. As a school director at Clarion area, this is an issue that's actually really affected us a lot, in that we have a ton of turnover with our young students. We're averaging a student entering and exiting the district every single day. Typically what's happening is folks come in and they wait for the housing to open up back home. Now, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. I would certainly like to see us do a better job of finding ways to integrate these folks into our community, and maybe we can get some new folks here to take some of the open jobs that we have.
Thank you, Mr. White. Mr. Carey, same question. Why does Clarion County bring in so many Section 8 housing people?
Well, that's my impression. He mentioned the college, and realistically, the college put some brand new dorms up. They're very attractive, but they also required the kids to stay in the dorms. So all the kids that used to rent properties along South Street and Wood Street are in the dorms now. So all those houses are open. They all got rehabilitated. We saw contractor signs up and down the streets as those houses were getting fixed up, and they're being used for Section 8 housing right now because the landlords are looking for people to put in them. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Carey. Mr. Brocious?
Well, the Section 8 housing is managed by the Clarion County Housing Authority. Every county has a housing authority. The money comes from Housing and Urban Development, which is federal money, comes to the states and then to the local counties. So each area has so many vouchers from Section 8, and I know people tend to complain about that a lot, that why are so many here? But the Housing Authority actually does give higher weight or higher priority to Clarion County residents that are already here. However, if those spots are not filled or those vouchers are not filled, they are open to people from other areas. So the Clarion County Housing Authority, which is not, by the way, run by the commissioners, it's run by an independent board, an authority, they have to allow those people to come and live in Clarion County if they want to use their voucher here.
Thank you. Mr. Theron?
I'm concerned about why we have vouchers for paying your rent. Why do we have every reward there is in the world for not working? We need to start changing this at the federal and the state level. We don't bring them here. They come here because they're waiting for another house to open up in their hometown. And there happens to be openings here, so they can come here. They might have a voucher for more money than what it costs, and they'll get to keep that money. We need to start correcting this problem. We can't find workers anywhere. Every business. The people want to get paid to stay at home, so they're not working. That's why one of the reasons why we have a shortage of workers, because they're getting mailbox money and they don't have to work for it. So we need to start changing this from the federal and the state level down. Nothing wrong with helping people out when they're down, but a lot of people are making a lifetime income of it.
Thank you, Mr. Theron. Mr. Montana?
From my understanding, the declining population within Clarion Borough and of course the student housing, the decline in the population allows other counties from out east to provide vouchers to the prospective tenants to come here because there are openings and there's so many of them. And on the side of the lessor, who owns several different rentals, they need to make up their quota to pay their bills as far as the vacancies go, so they allow them to come in, you know. So how are we going to keep them out? Well, the only way to do it is to find actually good paying tenants, which is very difficult to do. And you know, I'm sorry, but there's not too much we can do.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Mr. Carey, this question is to you first. What will you do to keep younger individuals and families in the county?
That's a tough one because we've been struggling with that for decades, and they're moving on. I got one son's living in San Diego, another one's living in Maryland, and I'd love to see both of them more often, but they have to have opportunities here. There has to be jobs available, there have to be businesses to support them, and when the county's just shrinking, they're likely to go away. So the solution is we got to encourage people to come here. We've got to remediate blight, we've got to do economic development, that kind of stuff to keep people here and bring people in.
Thank you. Mr. Brocious, the question is, what will you do to keep younger individuals and families in the county?
Well, that is a tough one, but I think we have a lot to offer here in Clarion County. I like to remain positive instead of talking the area down all the time. We have a lot of jobs here in Clarion County. We have a lot of opening jobs, I think somebody mentioned earlier, so jobs are here. And it's important to remember also that people are always moving. We have a lot of people that have moved into Clarion County too. So it's not all moving out, it's just the nature of people. When they have an opportunity somewhere in their field, they might move out of state. But there are people that move here. We've got good paying jobs here that are open. We've got new factories that have been built or rebuilt, and 3 just in the last couple of years that have created a lot of jobs here in Clarion County.
Thank you. Mr. Theron?
Generally, young people want to go where the excitement is. We're more of a laid back. We have a lot of things people can do with the rivers and the forests and what. But young people want excitement. They want to go to the city and experience that. They find a job, they find a apartment to live in, and then they get in the rut. They're making good money. They buy a condominium or they buy a townhouse. We don't have very few townhouses for the young people to rent or stay here. We need to build new housing. We have plenty of jobs. You can make $60,000, $70,000 a year in Clarion County working at the factories. So it's not that we don't have those good paying jobs here. We don't have the housing here. You were talking about blighted property. You were talking about Section 8 housing. We need good housing. We need new houses. The modern stuff that the younger people want. Maybe they will stay here. But it's the private sector that has to do it.
Thank you. Mr. Montana?
Okay, my objective is to go after the infrastructure. The gold mine that we are not mining are the 5 remaining exits along I-80. I'll tell you a quick story. 1988, a few of you may recall, there was an organization called the Clarion County Motor Sports Park. I was the president of the Clarion County Motor Sports Park in 1988. Our goal is to procure a 500-acre site in close proximity to the exit, to any exit along I-80, other than exit 62, within Clarion County. The site would be the future site of eventual NASCAR-sanctioned racing events. The promoter and the main developer was from Lewistown, PA. He paid $35,000 for a feasibility study. 500-acre site was in the final stages of purchasing. Unfortunately, 2 of the 3 Clarion County commissioners killed our idea. 35 years ago, the population of Clarion County was 42,000. Today, the population is down to 36.
You're out of time,
All
sir.
Right.
But we take your point. Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
All right. Let's see.
Can I get my chance to answer?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Sorry. That's okay. So as the only person up here that has a young family, I can tell you why I stayed. I appreciate the slowed down, laid back nature of this community. I appreciate the outdoor recreation opportunities, our rivers, our streams, our trails. but young people are looking for walkable communities. And so I would like to partner with CCEDC and really work on this Main Street initiative that they've got going, where we're finding grants to invest in and rebuild and revitalize our main streets, making sure we have good sidewalks. You know, I've been driving around Clarion a couple of times, and I've seen folks with disabilities having to drive their wheelchairs in the middle of the road to deal with some of those things. So I think those amenities are important, and also really opening up some possibilities for hybrid work for folks to work down in Pittsburgh but live here and make that trip down a couple days a week.
Thank you. Sorry about that, Mr. White.
All good.
Lost my way there.
All good.
We'll take a couple minutes for a commercial breakdown. We'll be back with the exploreClarion.com County Commissioner Forum.
What college is seen as and how college works is changing. Students are concerned with debt.
Through scholarships and grants, I didn't pay anything last year. They even paid for my books. You can't beat it. Like, why would I say no to that?
Want to cut your cooling costs this summer? With a highly efficient air conditioning system, you can save up to 50% in energy cost while enjoying more consistent temperatures throughout your home. Call Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 814-226-8695 to schedule a free evaluation of your system and learn how you can move up to a new level of comfort and efficiency this summer.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kales kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kales, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
A division of M&B Group is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Welcome back to the exploreClarion.com Clarion County Commissioner Forum, brought to you by Bauer Wagner Properties. We're here live at Haskell House, and we're glad that everybody has joined us. I think we are on to our third round of questioning. We'll start with Mr. Brocious. Mr. Brocious, where are your favorite places to spend time in our town and why? Maybe we should say in our county and why.
The trails, the sports areas. I myself am a big tennis fan, so I spend a lot of time at Clarion University playing tennis on the courts there. They are open to the public. And I'm an alumni there anyway, so I feel I have a right to play there without getting permission. But those are the two places that I spend the most time. I know a lot of people like the new Y facility, which was installed a few years ago. State of the art. We have people from other counties that come to Clarion County all the time that are members of our Y. And I know a lot of people that come from other counties to shop here as well. We're one of the few towns that still have local clothing stores, and some counties don't have Walmarts, and they come to Clarion to shop at Walmart.
Thank you. Mr. Theron.
My favorite place to be in Clarion County is at work in the commissioner's office. My second place is at home. Third place is if I ever get a chance, it's on the golf course. We've only had it 3 times this year. My next place is Sweet Basil's. They have the greatest food there. Lost in the Wilds Brewery is another doggone good place to go too. Just being here, I'm perfectly satisfied with Clarion County. And we have so much to offer. Just to sit behind my house and look at the field, see the deer, see the colors, see the fox, the coyotes. It's just relaxing. It's better than being at the beach. We don't have a beach in Clarion County. If we did, everybody'd be there. But I think just enjoying what we have here is my favorite place to be.
Thank you very much. Mr. Montana?
Well, my favorite place of solitude and a cup of coffee is down at the boat launch at Mill Creek. Very peaceful down there. Foxburg is a great place. But preferably my little remote garage with my weights inside and my stereo system and my real estate office, because I really like to work. So hopefully it'll be in the courthouse and I've be able to work up there, but I enjoy working, but I enjoy all Clarion County and the people that are within it.
Thank you very much. Mr. White.
My wife and I and son have walked the entire length of the North Country Trail from one end of Clarion County to the other. Not all at once, like I don't have that in me, but over time. So lots of time spent on the trail, just going for walks. I love spending an evening in downtown Clarion. Go over to Mechanistic and get some good brews from Chelsea and George. Go over to Clarion River Brewing and get a good meal from their lovely establishment. One of the good things about campaigning, though, is you get to kind of get away from where you live and kind of get out of your comfort zone. I've had a lot of great experiences, especially down in the southern part of the county. East Brady is just this gem. If you've had a chance to go to the deli there in the old bank and get yourself a great big sandwich and some iced tea, that's where it's at.
Thank you very much. Mr. Carey.
Kind of like Ted, I like being at home. We have this little place down at the bottom of Clarion School District. It's on 7 acres. When we had our first child, we were living in Limestone, and I was teaching in Red Bank. My wife, who passed 4 years ago, was teaching in Clarion, and that's in CL. So we went to a realtor, and I believe that was Sal Mazzocchi, and I said, find me a house that's either in Red Bank or Clarion. I don't care which one. And he came up with that piece of property. Used to do things like, walking the trails and working out the Y, but I've got heart issues right now that I've got to work through. But the Y is absolutely fantastic facility. That's a huge addition to our community.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Try to get the ones at the bottom a chance here.
Probably the hard one.
So, Mr. Theron.
It's my turn.
What's that? You did it. Have I skipped somebody again?
No.
Okay, good.
Number 4.
All right. So, Mr. Theron, how do you feel about the transportation options currently available in our county? Can all of our residents affordably get where they need to go? If not, what will you do to improve transportation in the county?
It's really kind of hard to provide any other transportation than what we currently have. I mean, Clarion County has Clarion County Transportation for the elderly that can't drive, get to the doctor's office, go to the mall, go out to eat, things like that. There's a bus that runs in Clarion. But other than that, it's really going to be difficult to provide transportation outside of your towns and boroughs because the cost of it's so great. I mean, who's going to pay for this? I mean, do we want all these free things to continue? Someone has got to pay for something. So, I mean, yeah, the people in the city in Pittsburgh, they don't own a car because they don't have a place to park it. But do you want a diesel bus running up and down the streets with one person on it? I mean, I thought we were going to get rid of all the diesels and go into electric. But then, I don't know. I just don't see a reason for it.
Thank you. Mr. Montana?
Well, you have to remember that anything that is free is paid for by somebody else. And from my understanding, the buses that travel from the Walmart and different areas in town are run through a grant. From my understanding, I can't say for sure on that. And I know you always see the other senior vans and vans that help the handicapped people to get from the hospital in different places. You know, to expand services is going to cost individuals, taxpayers, money, and if it's not adequate now, it's going to be very difficult to bring it up to snuff more so.
Thank you very much. Mr. White, your thoughts?
Sure. So, you know, you haven't lived in poverty until you're chasing repairs on your broken down car over and over again. And the ability to get out of where you live to go to a job is one of the most important ways for people to escape that. So while I hear what folks are saying, and I agree with that, anything we do, we have to find a way to pay for it. But I also very strongly believe that the more opportunities we give folks to be able to take advantage of something like that, that's going to do nothing but benefit them, that's going to help lift those folks out of poverty, and it's also, once again, going to help get people into these jobs where we are struggling to fill them. So, look, like we can't do fixed route from Clarion to East Brady, but I mean, I think it's worth looking into to see, can we go to the next town over?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Carey.
And like I said, I lived down at the bottom of Clarion County, and when my wife was with me, if I needed to get my car fixed, we had to drive 2 cars into Clarion, drop the one off, go home, drive 2 cars back to pick it up and bring it home, because there simply wasn't anything. What I'm really encouraged by is that we now have a taxi service. I'm on my own, so if I can drive my car in and take a taxi home if I have to. We didn't used to have that. But this stuff isn't free. I mean, I lived in Pittsburgh. When I was in first grade, I took the 7754 streetcar down to Oakland to go to grade school, all the way up through high school. I took either a streetcar or a bus, and you had to pay for it. I mean, I know it takes capital to get those things set up, and huge diesel buses are maybe not the solution. Maybe small vans, but and you pay to use them, and you would just have to figure out the cost to make it revenue neutral.
Thank you very much. Mr. Brocious.
Well, we do have options in Clarion County. The taxis were mentioned. We have Clarion County Transportation, ATA, right here in the Clarion area. That is a joint effort between the University, Clarion Borough, and Monroe Township. I believe we're in charge of that. But if you need other services, I met recently with some local preachers from many local churches. They're part of the Clarion Ministerial Association, and they were wondering where they could help. And that was one thing that was brought up, was helping with transportation. So let's use our community that we have, and it's not burdening the taxpayers in any way. If somebody absolutely cannot find a ride somewhere that they need, which I rarely, if ever, get a call like that, give me a call and I'll try to set them up with these people from the churches.
Thank you very much. Let's see, beginning with you, Mr. Montana. The question is, if you received a $1 million grant to use for the county any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
Well, unfortunately, $1 million does not go too far, but I would definitely use it for infrastructure on two of the most traveled highways, excluding Route 68. 66 North, exit 60 on the weekends, people from traveling north to Cook Forest and Allegheny National Forest, it is absolutely amazing the number of vehicles. There's so much you could do there. There's hundreds of acres there to be developed. Route 66, the other Route 66, to Clarion University itself as well. Acreage at the yin-yang to be developed, and that's what we need to develop. That's where I'd spend the money.
Thank you. Mr. White.
Well, 4 years ago, I answered this question. I said I'd bring back KFC, but I think 100% of that goes into our emergency services. Just facing such an incredible crisis, that $1 million would be enough to fund the shortfall for about a year. So obviously it would be a drop in the bucket, but it would be a great opportunity to at least upgrade some ambulances, get some quality equipment for our firefighters, make some investment into some of our ambulance structures or buildings where they're housed. Maybe we could use some of that money and create grant programs so local folks that go through the training to become an EMT, we can pay for their training. We can even give them a stipend if they stick around and serve as an EMT for a year. There's all kinds of things, but I think if we have $1 million fall into our laps, it has to go to emergency services.
Thank you very much. Mr. Carey.
Communication. Right now, businesses, especially new businesses, need access to the internet to function, and ours is like a little on the weak side. So laying down fiber lines and improving cell tower placement so that we have like adequate communication so that people can live and work here and deal with the rest of the world, that's worth spending the money on.
Thank you. Mr. Brocious.
I like the development of another one or two of the exits. It's already been mentioned. We've been looking at exit 60 recently with the folks from the airport. We'd like to get that exit developed a little more with sewage and water all the way out to the exit. Now that would be a multi-million-dollar project, but we've talked to PA Water Company about that, and some other players like State Representative Oberlander and the Senator. So that's something that we're working on. $1 million would be a good first step in that stage one.
Thank you very much. Mr. Theron.
All right, what I would do with it is a couple years ago we started a program within the county that if a municipality or a township needed a piece of equipment or had an emergency situation and they didn't have the money, we set up a program where they could borrow money from the county tax-free or interest-free. I would add the $1 million to that. That way it's ongoing. Once you spend your money, it's gone. But if you invest it and you spend the interest you make off of it, plus you loan it interest-free to these people, it benefits people for a long time. You still have your money that you can continue to lend out to other municipalities when they run into an emergency. You can lend it to the ambulance companies when they need to buy a new ambulance. They pay it back, but it's interest-free, only pay back what they used. I would set it up into that way it benefits the most people at a time of need.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that last round of questions. We've come to another commercial break. We'll be back right after this.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply. And yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta. And yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
What college is seen as and how college works is changing. Students are concerned with debt.
Through scholarships and grants, I didn't pay anything last year. They even paid for my books. You can't beat it. Like, why would I say no to that?
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us tonight at the exploreClarion.com Clarion County Commissioners Forum. We're grateful to the candidates for being here, and for those of you who are joining us on the broadcast, thank you. Those in person, we're glad that you've been here. Thank you. We wanted to say one more time how grateful we are for our sponsors. This broadcast is brought to you by Bauer Wagner Properties. We'd also like to thank Nolf Chrysler Dodge and Hugh Henry's Pest Management for helping us with this broadcast. Your sponsorship is appreciated. Thank you very much. This next round of questions are going to be individual questions. They're questions that we received that are directed specifically to each candidate. I'm going to start with Mr. White, and then there's going to be an individual question for each of the 5 candidates. And so why don't we go ahead and get started. Mr. White, it says you have stated that you will fully fund EMS services, which you brought up a little bit tonight, and children and youth services. What is your specific plan? How are you going to fund these services?
Sure. So emergency services, anybody that's going to tell you that they're going to find $1 million annually to fund this without increasing your taxes, without sending some kind of bill is just, they're out of their mind or just dishonest. That is a lot of money for this county to find. So at its core, this is a municipal issue. This is something that boroughs and townships are in charge of funding. So there's a model in Pike County on the other end of the state where the county does matching grants. So when a borough or a township passes an EMS tax, the county will then give a matching grant for that. Now, to be clear, the plan that's out right now is a municipal authority, and that plan is to send every single household in this county a bill. So let's call this what it is. They're proposing a tax already. I'm saying let's use the model we already have.
Thank you very much. Mr. Carey, the question is, what distinguishes you from the other candidates?
Age and wisdom. have a variety of experience. I spent 4 years in the Navy. I taught special ed at Red Bank for 25 years. I was a wrestling coach during that entire time. So I see what's gone on with the athletic programs and extracurriculars around the county. I spent 14 years down in Pittsburgh as a union representative negotiating contracts with like some heavy hitters in Allegheny County. So it's just the breadth and depth of the experience I have because of my advanced age.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Brocious. It's a long one. Here we go. The Clarion Conservation District administers over $400,000 in state funds for each year in Clarion County. One example is the acid drain project at the county park. The county budget supported the district financially for over 20 years, yet in the budget last year, the county did not support the conservation district. As a current commissioner, why do you not support the conservation district? Or why did you not support the conservation district in the future? That's what it says. Is that?
Well, that's kind of a misstatement. I do support the conservation district. I voted to keep it in the budget, but it did not make the cut. So that's the short answer. And I would be for reinstituting some funding in the county budget for the conservation district. I'm on the conservation district board for, one reason is that I am supportive of their programs. They put a lot of money into programs to help agriculture, farmers, and even roads. The Dirt and Gravel Road Program brings lots of money into this county to help municipalities with their low volume roads and dirt and gravel roads.
Thank you very much. Mr. Theron, the public would like to, the public would like to know how much COVID funding this county received and would love to see a complete audit of what it was spent on. So it's more of a statement than a question, but do you have thoughts on that?
COVID money from who? Are you talking Donald dollars and Biden bucks, or what are you talking? We didn't receive anything else other than that. Which
I don't have an answer to your question.
I think we received about $3 million of the first round and $7 million of the second round. A lot of it was spent on the 911 center. It was spent on COVID supplies. It was a bonus given to employees that worked through it. There was numerous things off the top of my head I can't think. There is still money in the fund balance. We took most of ours in lost revenue. They were allowed to take up to $10 million in lost revenue, and that's how we received ours. But every bit of it was used to do something good within the county, whether it was employees or services that we did. So, and there's still money in our fund balance that we have that we use.
Thank you very much. Let's see. So, Mr. Montana, it says...
I would like to have Dan Carey's question. That's possible.
Unfortunately, I don't get to choose.
Okay.
Here we go. The question says, how can you be trusted to accurately complete and submit grant paperwork if you cannot completely follow the rules for petition submissions? I think they're talking about the...
Well, that's a fair question. That's a fair question. I totally applaud the table in the rear for bringing this up to my attention and everybody else's attention. Yes, the area in Section C stated required. Prior petitions did not state required. I asked the election official. I was not sure how to complete Section C. I filed 6 days earlier than I needed to, July 26th. The filing date was August 1st. just to make sure that I had it correct. And it was incorrect. They called me on it. And the attorney who served my complaints to me for the Clarion Borough Council and Clarion County Commissioner knows my sister and brother-in-law pretty well because he's from Leechburg.
I'm sorry, Mr. Montana, we're out of time.
Oh, all right.
But
that's fine.
All right, thank you.
Read the newspapers, you'll get the full story. Go to my website. You'll see the full story.
We'll be back after these messages.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kales kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kales, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Thank you. We're back from our commercial break. Thank you again to the candidates who have made their time available to us for this forum. Thank you all for joining us live, and for those who have joined us online, thank you very much. We've now coming to, sorry guys, we're Chase over there is wondering what's going on. We've come to the point in our program where we're going to do closing statements. Each candidate is going to be given 2 minutes to make a closing statement. We're going to start with Mr. Montana, then Mr. Theron, Mr. Brocious, Mr. Carey, and Mr. White.
Okay. How do I plan on funding the goals that I set out to accomplish without placing an additional burden on the residents of Clarion County? For the infrastructure project on the remaining five exits of I-80, I plan on pursuing the Infrastructure for Rebuilding America grant, which is a federal grant. For the Clarion County Emergency Medical Service funding, I have a special type of funding that I encourage the Commonwealth itself to provide the necessary funding for through the Commonwealth. It will not happen overnight, although it will provide the necessary funds required. I cannot tell you at this time exactly my plan because it's in the early stages of development, but no unnecessary burden will be placed upon the taxpaying citizens of Clarion County. For those of you who are not familiar with what exactly a sanctuary city is, community, or county, I will explain. It places an additional tax burden upon the upon the county and communities which are deemed sanctuary cities and counties by defying federal laws which the state and local governments are bound, while also preventing local and state enforcement from doing their jobs proficiently. Additional law enforcement will be required. Sanctuary cities and communities protect undocumented immigrants against federal immigration laws. How does a voter know whom to choose for their next Clarion County Commissioner? This is a method that I've always been taught by my parents. Human behavior never changes. Although it may take a turn here or there, we as humans repeat past behavior, and past behavior dictates future behavior. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Theron.
My next 4 years, my past 40 years in the construction business has taught me a lot about business and a lot about life. My 8 years in the commissioner's office taught me an immense amount about government, how slow it is, how it operates. Over the next 4 years, there's 5 union contracts that need negotiated on behalf of the citizens. Who do you want to negotiate those contracts? We received the $900,000 grant to renovate the basement of the courthouse so we can have a nice place for the sheriff, a nice entranceway, and move probation in, which saves more money in rent. Who do you want to run that? We need a total new heat and cool system in the courthouse. It's 75 years old, it's failing. The boiler burnt out last year, we put in a temporary one last week. Who do you want to run that project? We need to continue on ongoing effort that we have started to attract new business and employees to the county. We have great employees at the county. We have great workers at our factories. We need more. The citizens of Clarion County are second to none. They're all good people, good workers. You may not like my style. You may not like me. I'm not afraid to say no when I see something that's not right. But you all have to admit, I get the job done. Don't change horses in the middle of the stream. Keep good, sound, conservative leaders in the courthouse. You need to keep Ted Theron as your commissioner. I'm number 4 on the ballot, and I'd really appreciate your vote. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting Clarion County.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brocious.
So who do you want in your next Board of Commissioners? Do you want someone who can work together with the other two, whoever those other two are, as a team for the betterment of Clarion County? Do you want someone who you know, who has been vetted in every aspect already? Someone with Clarion County values? Someone who has common sense and integrity? Someone who has years and years of experience already as a commissioner, yet is still younger than almost everyone else up here at this table? Do you want someone who will continue to keep county spending under control while still tackling many of the beneficial projects that we've been talking about, that Ted just mentioned? How about a strong work ethic? The only time I've ever missed a day of work since I was 16 years old was last year when I tested positive for COVID, and I stayed home for a few days to follow the county protocol at the time. If you answered yes to these questions, and if you want steady, conservative leadership, I humbly ask you to vote for me, Wayne Brocious, via your mail-in ballot or in person at your local precinct on November the 7th between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. Number 3 on your ballot. I thank you very much. God bless you all. God bless America, and God bless Clarion County.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Carey.
In contrast to the other gentleman, I'd say keeping taxes low is not necessarily the be-all and end-all of this world. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money. If the issue is that there's an imbalance between revenues and expenses, you can cut expenses, but you can also try to raise revenues. And having more people paying taxes will increase revenues while not necessarily changing the tax rate. But if we have to spend money to provide services in order to encourage people to be here, then so be it. I'm really concerned about what's going on in the schools. Like I said, I was a wrestling coach, and I'm going to like home matches. Red Bank was like a powerhouse. We were always one of the top 3 in the district. I go to home matches right now, and they can't fill half the weight classes. It looks like a JV match. It's really depressing. Band, my kids were band gigs. Right now we got Clarion and CL in not only a football jointure, but a band jointure, because that's the only way they can get enough kids to make a viable program. And I'm glad they're doing that, because it's better than the alternative. But literally right now, I've said for years, you could take all 7 schools in Clarion County and weld them into one district with one superintendent and one board. It'd still be smaller than Penn Hills in Allegheny County. I'm not saying, tear down buildings, leave the buildings where they're at, but you could develop bus runs that were appropriate, that got the kids to, school in the most efficient fashion, because we're not doing it right now. Kids on Boundary Street getting bused to CL, that's insane.
Thank you, sir. Mr.
Mr. White.
I want to thank Explore for organizing tonight's forums. We have a lot of issues facing Clarion County, and I don't think they're really partisan issues, and I really don't think the solutions are to these either. Most people want to live in safe communities, right? And safe communities it's not just making sure we have well-funded law enforcement. It also means that we have EMTs and ambulances that can show up to your house when you call 911. All the traveling and all the people I've spoken to around the county, the number of stories that I've heard from folks saying that they had to wait 30, 45 minutes for an ambulance to show up. This is the issue of our time right now, and it's not going to take a Republican or a Democratic solution. It's going to be a community solution that we all come to together. Most people don't want to just see us kind of protect the status quo. They want leadership that's going to listen. They want leadership that believes in their communities and their ideas just as fiercely as they do. The people that live in this county are so proud of their little communities, and they deserve leadership that's going to believe in them. So look, I've been on the Clarion Area School Board for 6 years. We've paid down debt. We have increased services. We have built new playgrounds. We have 3 guidance counselors. We're investing in mental health. We've hired law enforcement to be at the school. We've done all these things without raising taxes on people. And investing in that school has been a huge success for this community. I'm so proud of the work I've done there. I'm proud of how I've delivered there, and I'm looking forward to delivering for everyone as your next county commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just want to reiterate one more time how grateful we are for those of you who joined us here. We're thankful for the candidates for coming. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Grateful to Bauer Wagner Properties for making this broadcast possible, and our other sponsors that have provided messages during our commercial breaks. We invite you to follow along on exploreClarion.com for full election coverage going into the next few days. There's going to be a lot there, and I guess that is all I'll have to say. Thank you very much for joining us, and good night. Thank you.